Hey, Moon Dude, would you be able to give me your opinions on the Steven Universe fandom?
I mean, I don't think.
Alrighty, so. Oh shit, my gain's all the way up. Alrighty, so we all have our own personal taste, hobbies, and favorite IPs that we all like, yeah? And when we have things we like, we want to find things that are similar. We may even look for a community of people similar to us. And that's where fan bases come in. Fan bases are where all the people who like a certain thing go into a pot and melt into a nice shit stew because of a few people. You see, a majority of people inside of a fan base tend to be your average Joes, good Samaritans, just average normal people. And then you have those guys over there that nobody likes, yet they somehow make their way into the stew and they ruin it. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. Terrible fan bases. Now, I am sure that somewhere out there is a good fan base, but it doesn't exist yet. Now, real fast, we just gotta separate these into two different categories. There's the cringy fan bases, and then there is the genuinely toxic ones. The cringy ones are just a pain to be in because of content, and then the toxic ones are a pain to be in because, well,
you should kill yourself.
Anyways, let's just jump right into it. I'm gonna be completely honest, I had to do a quick Google search to check out some toxic fan bases just in case I forgot any off the top of my head. And one of the lists I saw said that the fighting game community was quite toxic. And I mean, that's pretty fair, after all, scrub quotes is a thing. But do you want to know what the worst of the worst is? Mortal Kombat players. Holy shit, this player base is awful. I can tell you from first-hand experience, I used to be an avid MK11 player. And there has been plenty of times where I've been insulted over in-game mic. You know what? Easy comparison. Mortal Kombat is the Call of Duty of fighting games. That wasn't even the worst. Back when MK11 was still getting updates, people were just in the comments like, "Oh, add this character! Oh, add this character! I want more DLC!" And then when they announce new DLC characters and their favorite character isn't there, they're like, "And I'm gonna fucking kill you!" And the worst of these people are the Melina fans. Oh my... Hey guys, post-recording RedRageKnight here. In this section here, I was gonna talk about how overrated Melina was and how I hope she's not in the new game. But she's in the new game, and honestly, she looks pretty cool in the new game. So I'm not going to subject you to that, although I will say, Melina fans, clean up your act. Now this next fan base is not so much toxic as it is just really fucking cringe, and I would know, I was a part of it. Persona 5 fans are quite possibly the biggest dick suckers I've ever seen. Now, I've played Persona 5 before, and you know what? I think it's a good game. Nowadays, at least. Back then, I thought it was quite possibly one of the greatest pieces of media ever made. But as somebody once said, Persona 5 is that one essay that you wrote last night that you thought was pretty banging, but the more you look at it, you just realize its flaws. Now, in terms of actual game design, Persona 5 is incredible. Very good catalog of music, very cool stylistic choice, and for a turn-based RPG, it has surprisingly fun gameplay. Now, in terms of world building, the story's okay, I guess. The royal ending makes no sense to me, though. How is a therapist more powerful than the literal god of order? And then characters are kind of a mixed bag, although I will say Sojiro is the top G. Now that's just a general summary of my opinion on Persona 5, and of course everybody has different opinions, and that's a-okay by me. But to say that Persona 5 is a perfect game is just so wrong, and what's crazier is that the people who say this often have not played the game for themselves. Well, actually they did, but it was on YouTube. And I am more than willing to admit I was guilty of this too. But even after I did that, I still played the game for myself. But yeah, Persona 5 fans are goofy. Persona 4 better. Alrighty, we're gonna talk about one more fan base, but I may be a bit out of the loop on this because it's not my personal taste, but it's kind of notorious. Nirvana fans. Now, the only Nirvana song I've ever listened to is Smells Like Teen Spirit. They just aren't my personal taste. I'm sure they make some good music, just haven't really cared to listen to it. A portion of Nirvana's following are hella elitist. They will think that Nirvana is the king of music and everything else is trash. And I just don't understand it, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think Nirvana has a cool band logo, and if people want to wear a shirt of that, ain't nothing wrong with that. But to be such an ass about somebody wearing a band's logo when they're not aware of their catalog is just so douchey. If I was wearing a Metallica shirt and somebody else was wearing one, I'd be like, hey, are you a Metallica fan? And they're like, yeah, I think their music's alright, I've listened to like 2 of their songs. My response to that would be, oh, that's cool. My favorite song is this, and here are some other songs I might recommend. And that's how you build good connections with people. You don't do that by saying,
Excuse me, miss. I see you're wearing a Kill 'Em All t-shirt. Would you happen to know James Hetfield's favorite song? Well, you didn't answer. It's the Unforgiven 2. Give me your fucking wallet. I'm going to kill you. I'm creeping down.
Now look, I didn't know him. I'm not going to pretend I knew him. But I feel like Kurt Cobain would condemn the fact that Nirvana fans just aren't letting people get into Nirvana. God rest his soul. And thank you for watching this video.